Hello, I'm Robert O'Brien. I'm the Program Director at the Forest Opportunity Roadmap at Maine Development Foundation. MDF is proud to present Peggy Daigle with the 2020 Champion of Rural Economic Development Award. Serving as chair of the Town of East Millinocket Select Board may seem like accomplishment enough, but Peggy Daigle has been at the helm of municipal leadership for decades. Peggy worked as town manager in Enfield, Holton, Howland, Caribou, Patton, Millinocket, Lincoln, Old Town, and even served as the administrative assistant to the Select Board in her hometown of East Millinocket. Peggy's service comes with a distinction. When Maine experienced a sudden contraction in its traditional pulp and paper industry in the early 2000s, a crisis from which we're now emerging, Peggy was town manager on 3 separate occasions when a massive mill closure was announced: in Millinocket, in Lincoln, and in Old Town. Colleagues today tease Peggy about causality, but in truth, Peggy's job and municipal budgets suddenly turned into the role of diplomat. Perhaps one of Peggy's greatest feats was just announced in the news recently. After years of the former Great Northern Paper Mill in East Millinocket sitting idle under the ownership of a New York holding company, and after watching more recently the assets of that campus sold for scrap, Peggy and a team of dedicated residents set out to do the impossible. This little town that was literally founded to serve a new paper mill in the wilderness 120 years ago put its credit and capital on the line to buy the mill from the holding company and take control of their own destiny. This could not have happened without the tenacity, audacity, and level of trust that local citizens hold in Peggy Daigle to steer their town in the right direction. And it has to be said that Peggy Daigle's career coincided with a time when there were very few female voices in leadership positions, especially in industrial towns. Here's former U.S. Congressman and fellow East Millinocket Select Board member Mike Michaud.
When I finished Congress and working for the Obama administration, I wanted to come back and see what I could do to help the community out. And because when Peggy found out I was coming back, she kept encouraging me to run for the Board of Selectmen. I told her, no, I'm not. I don't want to run for the Board of Selectmen. I'll do whatever I can to help, but I'm not going to run. And so she kept after me. And so finally I said, okay, I'll run. And I'm glad I did. I get to know Peggy, quite some time, because during my tenure, actually when I did work in the mill, I also served in the Maine legislature. When the mill announced back in 1985 that they're going to have huge cutbacks in the mill, I formed with the 3 towns, the Katahdin Region Development Corporation. Peggy was an employee. She staffed the Katahdin Region Development Board back then. Peggy definitely is focused on municipal government, how it should run. When you look at any municipality, it's a teamwork, and Peggy's not afraid to work as a team, bringing people together on how we can take advantage of or utilize individual skill sets that individuals have that really can move the community forward. So I'm very optimistic about the town of East Millinocket. Last year, when business wanted to locate down at the mill, and it was on a Friday, they said, yep, no, we're interested in locating here. Peggy and I were excited about it. We told the mill owners and gave them the contact information. That following Monday, they started tearing part of the building down. And that's when Peggy and I said, well, we got to do something. If we're ever going to control our destiny here in East Millinocket, we have to own that mill. Now we have it, now we got to develop it. So pulling that together to really pull the community forward, I think will definitely have big dividends in the long run.
Pingree Associates and Seven Islands Land Company is proud to join Eaton Peabody in sponsoring the Champion of Rural Economic Development Award. We would like to congratulate Peggy Daigle and thank her and the rest of the 4 Maine team for continuing to help guide Maine's forest products industry into Maine's 3rd century. Peggy, congratulations from the Pingree and Seven Islands team. Thank you again.
Hello, Andy Hamilton here at Eaton Peabody. We join Seven Islands and Pingree Associates in sponsoring this well-deserved award for Peggy Daigle. Peggy has had more than 3 decades of experience in providing service and leadership to Maine municipalities. She now focuses her service as a member of her select board for her home community of East Millinocket. Peggy's worked with us in helping Maine mill communities diversify and grow again in the Form Maine effort that is guiding forest products to diversify and grow into its 3rd century here in Maine. Congratulations, Peggy.
I want to thank Maine Development Foundation for the honor of being named Champion of Rural Economic Development for 2020. I'm deeply humbled by this award. I've worked as a town or city manager in 9 different communities and worked with other business corporations in my career. In all the towns I've tried to work to position the towns to set the table for economic development opportunities as it comes knocking on the door, from basic infrastructure improvements to partnering with industry and businesses on their expansions by offering ease in the local bureaucratic processes, as well as offering TIFs and other state and local incentives. From decommissioning of biomasses under the Rate Stabilization Act to the proposed thermomechanical pulping facility, multimodal rail, airport improvements, developments of new industrial and business parks. I've been involved in a number of those projects. As manager in Old Town, my tenure started out with lengthy negotiations with Casella and the state on an agreement with the city on the first state-owned landfill, Juniper Ridge. This agreement brought in annually over $1.5 million in monies for the city, which gave the city an economic independence and opportunities in terms of being able to afford some of those developments. I work closely with the Old Town Mill and the University of Maine as we develop plans on a pre-permitted industrial park that would benefit the town, the mill, and the university. I also work to develop the airport facilities in the Airport Commerce Park, which I've been told is at near capacity, which is a nice thing to hear. The city worked with the mill owners and the University of Maine to establish the Forest Bioproducts Research Institute in an unused warehouse at the mill site, which was very exciting to be a participant of. When the dust settled on the mill, Old Town Canoe's parent company, Johnson Outdoors, announced they were looking to consolidate the Old Town Maine operation with the Ferndale, Washington operation. In the end, we prevailed with an extraordinary financial incentive package to Old Town Canoe, and Ferndale merged with Old Town. Every town was different, but the citizens and staff were integral to the successes that we had on each project. Then I retired, sort of. I became an elected member of the East Millinocket Board of Selectmen. On July 21, 2020, the town of East Millinocket purchased the former paper mill, and we're on our way towards redeveloping that site into a multi-industrial complex that will bring jobs, people, and revenue back to the town. I want to thank the communities that I've served. Their challenge was to keep up with me. My hope is that as a town or city manager, I created energy for them to achieve their goals. I also want to thank Selectman Mike Nishu, the East Millinocket Board of Selectmen, the East Millinocket Industrial Board of Directors, the municipal staff, all who have come together to marshal in the purchase of the former mill site and to start the initial work on that site. Together we've accomplished a great deal, and together we will get it done. I have my family to thank for helping me stay focused on my career throughout the years. My husband Morris, who's sitting beside me, has been my rock of support, as has my daughter Kelly and her husband Aaron Marston. My inspiration has been my daughter Angela, who left us too soon, and my granddaughters Taylor and Casey, who I hope my work has left the state a better place for them to live and thrive, as well as showing them they can achieve their dreams with work and perseverance. Again, thank you, Maine Development Foundations, for this incredible honor.